Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, President of the Senate. Distinguished Senate President, request for the consent of the Senate for the deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin for peace mission. Pursuant to Section 5, Subsection 5, Part 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, I seek further to consultation with the National Defense Council, the consent of the Senate for the deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin. This request is made further to a request received from the government of Benin Republic for the exceptional and immediate provision of air support by the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The distinguished Senate may wish to note that the government of the Republic of Benin is currently faced with an attempted unconstitutional seizure of power and disruption and destabilization of democratic institutions. The situation, as reported by the government of Benin, requires urgent external intervention. Distinguished Senate, considering the close ties of brotherhood and friendship which exist between Nigeria and the Republic of Benin, as well as the principles of collective security upheld within ECOWAS, it is our duty to provide the support as requested by the government of the Republic of Benin. While it is my hope that the Senate will consider and approve this request expeditiously, please accept, distinguished Senate President, distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest consideration and personal regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This request for consent is committed to the Committee of the Whole for immediate action. Correspondence of Mr. President, pursuant to Section 5, Subsection 5, Part 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, Mr. President has sought the consent of the Senate for the deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin in order to ensure peace and avoid unconstitutional seizure of power, disruption and destabilization of democratic institutions, and he has sought for the consent of the Nigerian Senate for actions both to regularize and also to ensure that the consent of the Senate is obtained. Will the Senate approve the request of Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to deploy Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin for peace mission? Those in support say aye. Aye. And those against say nay. The ayes have it. The request of Mr. President has been approved by the Senate. Leader of the Senate, move for us to go to plenary to report progress.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, before I announce the first business of the day, let me inform that based on the correspondence that you read from Mr. President this morning, there is truly a matter of urgent public importance, which has to do with the decision of the Federal Republic of Nigeria acting through our sovereign, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to intervene in saving the face of democracy in West Africa, in respect of which Mr. President has sent a letter to this hallowed chamber asking for our approval. May I then, Mr. President, move that the Senate do resolve into a committee of the whole to discuss the correspondence from Mr. President and take a decision in overriding public interest. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, I write to second the motion moved by Senate Leader that would dissolve into a committee of whole to discuss the correspondence letter from Mr. President. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, a motion has been moved and seconded that we refer to Committee of the Whole to discuss the urgent request by Mr. President for consent to deploy our troops outside our borders. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
Very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate now revert to plenary to enable the chairman report progress. I so move.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. President, I hereby second the motion that we move back to plenary for chair to report progress. I so second.
Distinguished colleagues, having discussed the request of Mr. President and having consented, will the Senate now revert to plenary? Motion has been moved and seconded. Those in support that we revert to plenary for the chair to report progress, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, the Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the request of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the deployment of Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin for peace mission and approved the request accordingly. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Distinguished colleagues, will the Senate now confirm the actions of Mr. President in the deployment of the Air Force and troops to the Benin Republic to ensure peace mission and restore order and sanity in that country, thereby saving Nigerians from thousands and thousands of refugees and also saving Nigerian borders from unnecessary criminality and disruption of peace and stability. Those in support of the confirmation of the approval say aye. Those against say nay. The approval is hereby confirmed. Yes, Senate Leader, let me thank the President for complying with the constitutional requirements, requesting the Senate to give him the approval and consent to deploy troops and deploy all necessary armament as requested by the Republic of Benin to ensure peace, stability, and to save democracy in that country. We believe that the President has taken a step in the right direction. He is acting constitutionally. And I also want to thank my colleagues for giving even the approval and the consent without much discussion, because we believe that this is a step in the right direction. So I believe the letter of consent will be sent to the President immediately. And we thank him for rising to the occasion, because injury to one is injury to all. And moreover, the impact this would have had on Nigeria in terms of security of our borders would have been terrible. So we congratulate him for rising to the occasion, and we wholly consent to his actions. Leader of the Senate.